Hi, welcome to the third episode of Capital TV Midweek Update. My name is JC from TradersTruthReview.com. For this week, we have a new illustration. This man, this portrait, is a famous investor in the world. Do you know he is the top 2 to 3 richest person in the world? Can you name him? If you can, send me your answers to jccapital@gmail.com and I may just have a prize for the right answer. Take a look at him now. Now let's turn our attention to the midweek market outlook. At this week, same time last week, we were expecting KLCI to break higher as we have a nice build up here at 1825. Notice the narrowing bars that we have previously here within the last few bars. This is a sign of absorption, which is we were looking for, right? Instead of breaking up like we wished for, the market broke down, unfortunately, and formed a bottoming tail on Monday. This may just mean the mid to short-term trend has certainly turned downwards. Today, we have this narrow bar or a plus character. This form of bar is very important, as smart money are merely watching from the side. You may know this because we have an overhead resistance or a new headline on our TV. The Russians are invading Ukraine and there is a talk of a possibility outbreak of a war. The market, financial market, does not like this kind of uncertainty. Should the news of the war breakout confirm, then the market will merely resume its either uptrend or downtrend. When on confirmation, it is good. Now, let's turn our attention now to the daily foreign funds flow, the red line and the blue line. Foreign funds certainly turned southwards after one day of positive buying here. Okay, so yesterday we have a media news article featuring that foreign funds are beginning to buy now. So that is good news. Unfortunately, today it turned southward. So you hear it first from JC, TraderTruthReview.com on the weekly flow of foreign funds. Now let's talk about the blue line here. The blue line is basically a daily buying or selling. What we like to see is basically the blue line turning upwards. Upward means it is buying, and if it's below the axis, it is negative. But let me turn your attention to the red line. The red line is the most important line because it tells us the total accumulation over 5 days, a trend line that is pointing upwards, meaning the net selling that we have here will eventually turn net buying. What does this mean? Net buying will or may push the market higher beyond 1840. Now the key word here is may. As you know, there is no certainty in the financial market. Now the stock to watch for is Dialog. Now Dialog certainly is not a newcomer in the oil and gas sector in Malaysia. Headed by a team of ex-Petronas management team, they have put Dialog as one of the largest market capitalization in Bursa, Malaysia. Listed in the Malaysian Stock Exchange back in 1996, Dialog Group has actually grown to be a favorite trading stock amongst punters and retailers. Mind you, in terms of valuation, the stock is not cheap, but has growth potential. The PE or price earning is about 40 times. Now, from the VSA chart or IVSA chart that we have here, we definitely have a change of trend. You can see here from a bearish trend to the bullish trend, which is denoted by the green color here. Now, the important thing as we want to do now is to get into the market at the early stage. That's what we mean here by the green, denoted by the 2 arrows here. As you can see from our VSA chart, the stock has also been accumulating over the last one or two months, and this is definitely a sign of strength as smart money begins to accumulate before the markup going higher. Now the trading volume is very liquid. As I said before, this is a large market cap. It makes it a very good stock to trade. At 3 ringgit 45 cents to 3 ringgit 50 cents, this is the level where we will see price will surge to should it go higher, but definitely retailer will profit soon, meaning taking profit. So I expect the market to move sideways should it hit 3 ringgit to 3.45. By the way, Dialog doesn't pay a dividend. If it does, it's a tiny amount. Debt level is okay, but Again, the valuation, which is the price earning, is over 40 times. You can get it from our site, traderstruthreview.com. Now let's review the last week's stock to watch for, which is freight. Last week we were talking about around this level in here, about 190. Since then, the market has not moved much, but also volume remained to be thin. However, that does not mean the market will go down. We'll just have to wait for it to see, as this time the market might just pause and move sideways. We might come back to it in our later episode. Now, for our message for the day is definitely this. Fundamental analysis, it's a very powerful in terms of determining long-term direction, but lack of long-term usefulness. This is where volume spread analysis can address this short-term gap. What is simply meaning you need to have both. The fundamental to tell you where the trend will go, and volume spread analysis, which is what we base on in this show, will tell you short-term how to get in and how to get out. So that's all the time we have, and I like to tell you more about this person here. So if you do know the answer of this man, send me an email, go to our website at www.traderstruthreview.com and send us an email, a feedback to jccapitaltv@gmail.com, and I'm happy to just take your feedback. That's all the time we have, and I'll see you next week at the same time, where we will review Dialog and see how well it fared. Thank you, and see you soon.